Hi, I'm Dimitri Metzeltin from Mackie, and we have here the Mackie DRM Series, or series of loudspeakers. We see here right away the DRM 212, the DRM 215, and the DRM 315. The DRM 212 features a 12-inch woofer and a 1.4-inch compression driver. We have the same compression driver in the DRM 215, but then a 15-inch woofer. And the DRM 315 is our three-way box. Here we have a 15-inch woofer and a 6-inch mid-tone driver and a compression driver as well. The power ratings are 1600 watts peak on the DRM 212 and the DRM 215 and 2300 watts on the DRM 315. So there are a couple of things that you don't see right away, that are not really obvious right away, but what we have is we have a universal power supply built in, so we can use these speakers anywhere in the world, and we have also a power factor correction built in. So this means if the power current is unstable, it will stabilize it automatically, so you get always the optimum power out of the speakers. The whole cabinet is made of plywood, 50mm plywood, so real good construction with a metal chassis all around. So this is also a good thing here, good protection. And talking about protection, we have a limiter built in. We have also thermal protection, so we're monitoring the temperature and controlling the temperature. And a very special thing here in the construction is that the bass reflex boards are pointing towards the amp. So this means that the amp gets cooled through the bass reflex boards actually. So that's a very interesting feature here. And even more exciting is our advanced impulse FER filter that we've built in. So all these speakers come with FIR filters that we've developed at Mackie. And the FIR filters take care of the typical anomalies that you have in a speaker cabinet, like the horn sound, for example, and other unwanted sounds. We have also an alignment delay between, for example, the woofer and the compression driver. And the cool thing here is that this works on axis and off axis. That's a very special thing that where Mackie is unique with AI FIR filters. Before I explain the whole backside of the DRM speaker, I want also to add that we have here a dual angle pull cup. So you can put the speaker as we see right now, or you can point it a little bit downwards. On the backside we see here the inputs. So we have two combo inputs which can be locked. We can connect line signals or microphone signals right here. We have direct outs for the inputs directly here as well. We have an additional stereo input if you want to play back music directly from your phone. And we have a mix out if you want to send a whole signal into another speaker, for example. Above that, we see our gains and then our screen. On the screen, we can see the levels. It's a colored screen, so you have a very good contrast also. You can really see everything, what you're doing there. You see input levels and output levels, and then I can set the speaker into different modes and to different voicing modes. There's a live mode for live bands, for live PA. We have a club mode for DJ or playback music. We have a speech mode for, as the name already says, speech. I maybe connect my microphone directly to it and then go into speech mode and can hold a speech. And we have a monitor mode as well. So this means that we can use a DRM 212 or the DRM 215 as monitors as well. Besides that, we can also fly them. So we have fly points for these speakers, for the 212, 215, and also for the 315. And the 315 can be flown horizontally and vertically as well. The next menu point here is our crossover for the subs. We can have a variable crossover or choose the DRM sub preset here for our DRM 18S subwoofer. Additionally, we have a 3-band EQ, so if you, for example, are really running your microphone directly into the speaker, you're using one of the voicing modes and you still want to tweak the sound a little bit, you can do it here on this screen on the parametric EQ. A very exciting feature for me is the delay line. We've put in a delay line of up to 100 milliseconds. That would be 34 meters. And on the configuration window, we can set up things like turn on or off the LED. Some people don't want to see the LED on, for example, on some occasions. And we can also save our own user presets. So there are up to 6 user presets that I can save right here on the speaker. These are our Mackie DRM 18S subwoofers. We have here 18-inch woofers built in an 18-inch plywood cabinet with a metal steel grill here that we see here. And we see here also the backside of a DRM 18S. We see our inputs here, which can be locked. Then the full range outputs and high-pass outputs as well. We have a little screen right here, also a colored screen where I can see our levels, and I can also make a couple of adjustments. For example, phase invert is right here. I can choose my crossover point. We have a DRM top speaker preset already here, so that's easy to set up. And then we have an exciting feature called cardioid mode. So as you see here, we have some front-facing speakers and some rear-facing speakers. So what we've done here is make from an omnidirectional signal a more directed signal for the bass frequency, so the signal goes more to the front. And that's done in this cardioid mode, so this means these speakers are pointing to the front, the others to the back, and then I go into cardioid mode and say, okay, these are pointing to the back. These adds a phase inversion and a couple of milliseconds extra for the distance between the two woofers, and then we can make a more directed signal. Additionally, we can also set a delay line here, also very exciting for different kind of subwoofer configurations where we can set up then the delay line directly here on the DRM 18S subwoofer. Here we see our DRM 12A array speakers. The DRM 12A array speakers have a 15mm plywood cabinet, 2000 watts of power, as much as our subwoofers as well. And we have here a 12-inch woofer and 3 1-inch compression drivers. Right now we have this flying in this with this flybar in this array, but you can also use the speakers on a subwoofer, on a pole mount, for example, and you can actually put up to 2 speakers on the pole mount, because also here we have this dual angle pole cup, so you can use really 2 speakers, and if you add the subwoofer you would have 6000 watts peak power per side, so that's quite impressive and a very versatile speaker. So let's take a look at the backside of the DRM 12A. Now we're looking at the backside of the DRM 12A, and we also see our optional flybar. So if you want to have this in an array, you need our flybar, the FB flybar here, the FB100. And you see we have 9 points that you can choose to find the right angle for your array. So you, depending on the room, you choose then the correct angle right here. Also, the DRM 12A features a screen, a colored screen, where I can see the levels. I can see all the important settings right away on the main screen, by the way. And if I go in here, I can then change, for example, the settings for the amount of array speakers used in this array, because it makes a sound difference if you're using 2, 3, or 4 arrays. It's not just louder. Also, you have a shift in bass and the high frequencies. And if you go into the menu here and choose the amount of boxes, this will adapt the frequency range to the amount of speakers used in the array. We can add a crossover here, so we have also here a variable crossover or a preset for our DRM 18S subwoofer. Additionally, a parametric EQ, so we can tweak the sound even more. We have delay lines like in the other DRM speakers, so we can set up a delay line right here. And in the configuration window, like in the other DRM speakers, you can save up to 6 user presets and, for example, turn on or off the front LED. So much for the DRM 12A. So these are the DRM speakers from Mackie, being the DRM 212, the DRM 215, our three-way DRM 315, we have the DRM 18S subwoofer, and the DRM 12A array speakers. Thanks for watching.